looking at? Quit looking at my stuff. N-O-P-A-N-T-S. No pants. N-O-P-A-N-T-S. No pants. Come on, listen. I think it's pretty good.
I like our jingle better.
All right, hold on. You mean this?
Mm-hmm.
No Pants Friday. No Pants Friday. No Pants. No Pants. No Pants Friday.
It's true. No Pants Friday. All right, guys. It is Friday. We were in Michigan last week, so we had a different show. But now we're back to old school. No Pants Friday. I promise you, I'm not wearing any pants.
She's not.
In fact, yeah. She's still wearing pants because she's lame. Okay.
Because
she follows social mores and wants to fit
social mores. Wow.
Ooh, excuse me.
That's a very uppity word.
I'm very insulted that you were surprised by my impeccable vocabulary.
I think about half of our chat is wearing pants and about half are not.
Yeah.
Yep. Teresa noticed I got my hair did. I actually did my own hairs.
She did.
I did my hair yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. I know people liked the lighter look a little bit, but like I said, it just kind of, my hair is healthier when it has the color on it. So
very
less
true.
frizzed.
Very true. Scrap Happy Thrifter, aka Scrap Lady, watched last week's episode and says that it was so inspirational. That's the one where we had our friend Muji on. If you guys did not watch last week's No Pants Friday,
and honestly, it was a different time and it wasn't an eBay show, so we have only had about half the amount of normal views on it. But I have to tell you, honestly, I don't care what you do for a living. Most of you are thrifters and resellers and sell online, or you wouldn't be watching us watch last week's show.
Yeah.
Not for any other reason other than the fact that our friend Muji is just an amazing guest and so inspiring. And no matter what you're doing in your life, it's an hour well spent.
If you wanna see what it truly means to boss up, you want to watch last week's show. It's really, really good. You'll probably cry. When we had super chats, he did bust out some awesome raps. He did 3 different ones.
Yeah, he's
so
completely ruined super chats forever because we can never measure up, honestly. Even Katie at her best can't measure up. I'm sorry. And hello, everyone.
It's true.
DJ,
it's true.
Kelly, Emily, everybody's there. Barbara.
Deborah wants to know if there's an echo, if it's just her. Maybe try reloading, or maybe everybody else can tell us, is there an echo? There shouldn't be an echo. It's just one microphone. We don't have any audio playing on this side.
Nope.
But anyway, welcome, guys. Awesome to have you back for No Pants Friday. It is, I mean, I always go back and forth whether or not the Sunday Live Haul show is my favorite or this one's my favorite. This one, I mean, it's just different, but this one's kind of my favorite because I just love getting to hang out and just talk about nothing. Oh, Deborah. She had us open.
It was just me.
She had us open in 2 different browsers. That might be the problem. That might be the problem. That's funny. Oh, DJ just took their pants off just in time. Shorts, I'll allow shorts. I mean, because I am wearing boxer briefs, so technically I'm kind of wearing shorts.
Right.
Just not pants.
She's not like naked.
My feeling about it is when I think of pants, I feel like I'm talking more about like pants that have like a really restrictive waistband, so like jeans or whatever. But if you're wearing something, if you're wearing some, you know, athletic shorts, stretch pants, tights, whatever you want to call them.
Sweatpants are good. Sweatpants are good.
It's
leggings, yoga pants, that kind of thing. Some people wearing shorts. I'm wearing jeans. Normally when we're doing this, I'm wearing at least yoga pants or something.
Loser.
Like super comfortable, but I am wearing jeans. They're baggy, comfortable, really baggy, like 90s style baggy jeans. So, I mean, there's that anyway.
And
like 2 sizes too big.
Guess what, guys? It does get chilly here in Vegas. Obviously not as cold as other places, but we are in the desert. So it does get, sometimes it gets down in the 30s in the wintertime at night. So it does get chilly. So at some point, my No Pants Friday, I could be wearing my long underwear. I do have a full.
At some point.
I do have a full.
We have done a show in a onesie before.
I know, but I have my full like red long underwear, like classic red long underwear. I will bust those out.
We did our first live Boss Up and List show wearing onesies back in April.
Yes.
And it was hot as hell.
As Teresa says, her kibbles and bits are covered.
Yes, Teresa, the kibbles and bits are covered.
Red Neckerson's resales just busted out super chat, $1.27. He likes
First
those crazy,
super chat.
He likes those crazy numbers. But Red Neckerson's
I want to know
resales,
what the theory is behind the numbers. Seriously,
you know what I think? I think Red Neckerson just likes to be an individual. Okay,
and he's like, I'm wearing no pants. Period.
Yeah,
awesome.
Exactly.
Good for you. Let it all hang out.
All of it, all the kibbles and bits. Anyway,
just don't turn the camera around.
Super chat is super chatty.
Wow, wow, wow. Is that like your guitar, like wailing on the guitar?
Sort of. I don't know, but it is both hands, so I don't know what kind of guitar I've been having, but whatever.
The flippin' South, wearing pants here, but only because the garage door is open, and neighbors be judging and all.
I hate those neighbors.
Judgy.
I hate those neighbors. Speaking of outfits, though, she was wondering what I had in my lap because I wanted to show this off to you guys. So, I wear my ridiculous t-shirts, a lot of cat shirts. Although today I have a new shirt that I thrifted yesterday that I think is really funny.
And she didn't wash it yet, and she's wearing it.
It's like brand new. It's brand new. You can tell it's brand new. It's never been worn.
Just because it's crispy.
Just shut your judgmental face, neighbor. Rude. Anyway, this one. And you know what I say to your criticism right now? Deal with it. Deal with it. Deal with it.
Stop. That's my ear. Ow.
Crybaby pee-pee pants. Anyway, okay, so I like to wear weird stuff anyway, and the holidays are coming up, and guys, I love Halloween.
I'm interrupting you for a second. Canut Gal says we should totally be on SNL. Well, frankly, SNL sucks in the past 20 years, so that's not a high bar.
Okay, it's inconsistent. They come out with some good stuff occasionally.
Here and there.
Anyway, so I love Halloween. Halloween's one of my favorite holidays. So like the month of October, I'm like watching horror movies every single day. I'll be letting you guys know what I'm watching. Maybe follow me on the Instagram. But right after Halloween, I love me some Christmas. I'll probably start listening to my Christmas playlist sometime in the next couple of weeks, and I'll be going back and forth between Christmas and Halloween playlist. But I love the holidays. I love Christmas. So of course I got to have Christmas clothing. So I've been picking up stuff as I go along in the thrift stores. Now, I got this like a couple weeks ago. I don't think I shared it with them, did I?
No.
So this sweater I got a couple weeks ago. I think it's pretty sweet. Nice red sweater with cool Santa with his headphones and the shades. So I got that puppy. And then yesterday, I went to all 6 Savers, and I found a couple of things I'm adding to my holiday wardrobe I'm pretty excited about. First of all, I've got another Santa one. This
Christmas super chats. Oh, those will be fun.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. This one is another Santa one. This is a sweatshirt. I thought this is really cool. Punk rock Santa, which I love because I love punk music. So punk rock Santa Claus.
And it's right here from Vegas, Henderson School of Rock.
Yeah. I think it's a really cool sweatshirt. I love it.
She have a couple of friends doing that teach at that School of Rock or have taught at that school.
Yeah, I think it's awesome. So I'm excited to wear that one. And then this one's real good, guys. This one's real good. What up, Heather? Exclusive Elegance. We're doing good. Check this puppy out. Check it out.
This one's ridiculous.
Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, y'all. Will Smith. He's got like his cassette tapes, old school
cordless
cell phone thing there.
I don't know if that's a cell phone. I think that's just the in the house cordless phone.
No. This is what the phones look like, the ones that they took outside. I'm telling you.
I don't think it was the okay.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
All right, whatever.
Don't you argue with me. But seriously, how awesome is this sweatshirt? I love it. So look forward to seeing me wearing these.
We're gonna have to do the wrap when you wear that one.
Oh yeah,
that's one I know
for sure. We'll have to like rewrite it to fit with our show.
I'm an '80s girl, so I definitely know that.
I want to shout out Exclusive Elegance real quick, Heather. So Heather, we actually got to meet Heather and her husband when we were in at Open. And we have she has a YouTube channel. And she's been posting her numbers, like their numbers. They work together. Her and her husband work together. And I'm telling you, Heather, You're ridiculous.
You guys are killing it.
You are doing such an awesome job, and I love.
She's a full-time nurse.
Yeah.
No, I'm sorry. PA, physician assistant.
Yeah, physicians. So
step above a nurse. That's a very difficult degree. I don't want to downgrade you.
Yeah. I think the name is kind of a little misleading, physician's assistant, because they kind of operate like
PA is higher than an RN. So,
but let me say, she's like, oh, I'm going to go save some lives over here, and then I'm going to go make some cash money reselling online.
Mm-hmm.
Can't decide which to do, so I'm just going to be awesome at both. Rude. Hashtag rude. Making us all look bad.
No, they are killing it. Really,
yeah.
They're working real hard, and they're both doing awesome. And their numbers are
ridiculous.
I think they're a little bit higher, or either a little higher or a little lower. It's very close to Katie and I combined.
Yeah.
If you were to combine our two businesses.
Yeah.
Which we don't do. Which
very,
might not
cool.
be a bad idea at some point. I don't know.
And I want to do another boss up shout out. I don't have my little boss up shout out picture up right now because it's No Pants Friday. I'm not going to work that hard. But last show, I talked about my tale of woe and how I thought we had another box of padded flat rate shippers or padded flat rate envelopes.
Mm-hmm.
And I went to go grab some, and we had like 2 left. And so I've got them reordered. They've already shipped. They should get here soon, but we don't have any envelopes. And so, of course, because we are part of a really awesome reseller community, we had a few people reach out to us. Luckily, Dorothy, who was featured in our inventory intervention show, she lives like right down the road from us, so she's super close. So I was able to go and pick up. She gave us a bunch of these bad boys, saved our butts. But I think that's super awesome. And not only that, Crystal from Rose's Closet, she was totally ready to like hook us up with a bunch of these as well.
There were a couple people.
Well. We have people like saying
offered
that
to ship them to us.
Yeah.
Thanks. I know.
Jinx. Anyway, so I just want to say that's awesome. So this is just like, I think, a testament to why it is so super important that you don't isolate yourself, that you stay involved in the community, get involved in the community, find people locally that are reselling. Because I'm telling you, you never know when you're going to need a hand and you're going to need someone to save your butt.
And treasure hustlers, you can't get those at USPS. Some post offices have a few that they'll give to you. Ours is not one of them. And you could drive around and try to find 2 or 3, depending. They don't.
Most of them don't. Most of them don't hand them out. I'm not really sure. It must be some sort of policy because they won't give them to you here. They won't. I've gotten back when I lived in Oregon, there were a couple times where I needed a few, and they would give them to me because they were cool. But they don't have them out in the lobby. They don't really have them to give out. They really tell you need to be ordering them.
Yeah,
online.
I've never been able to get them here locally.
And never enough. It's like usually, I mean, if you're reselling like we are, it's like this is probably my second most used shipping item that I use. So
yeah, we just thought we had another case of them, and we didn't because we're dumb.
Which is why, as we said in our last show, make sure that you
don't end up stuck where we were.
Oh, and also, guys, I've said this before, but they also have padded flat rate express envelopes that are the same size. Make sure you order a case of those too, because you want to have that extra option. You want to be able to upgrade, and you definitely don't want to be without those. So, what exclusive elegance, Heather? She says, thanks for the shout out. Love you, girls. We'll be live streaming an estate sale.
Hey, listen, you deserve the shout out, and you also deserve the correction. I was in nursing school, and I understand how difficult that degree is. And I don't think anyone that has not taken medical courses or been in that line of work can possibly understand how difficult that is. So you deserve the clarification. So
Heather is a super chat superstar.
Keep going. That's $15.
Where is she? What will she live stream for?
Is that like Jesus Christ Superstar? Is that what that was?
You just now figured out. Come on.
It took me a minute. I'm sorry.
Come on. Anyway, she's going to be live streaming an estate sale tomorrow morning. You guys, you see her name right there, Exclusive Elegance. So go ahead and follow her. Subscribe to her YouTube channel because you should be totally checking out that.
She was one of our first people that volunteered to do. Did we do a store review with her?
No, we didn't.
We didn't? I thought we did.
Did we?
I don't know.
I don't think we did.
I'm having a mind blank. Maybe we didn't.
We didn't. We just met her at. But hey, we could. I mean, what are we going to tell her? Like, hey.
No, we don't need to tell her anything.
Here's ways you can improve so you're selling way more than us.
No, she's doing fantastic.
I know, right? So
I don't even look at the store. I just look at her stuff. I watch the Instagram stuff.
Here's the thing. We are doing this full time. This is all we do. So I think the fact that, and I'm assuming her husband does something else as well. I'm assuming the fact that they are busting out pretty close to the same numbers as we are. together while doing other jobs.
Yeah, and I think her husband works too outside of the house. And they have, what, 3 kids? I don't even know how you do it. You guys are amazing.
Yeah, so...
And she said something like, they did just hire people, so that's
awesome.
too. So they were, yeah.
What does she want ice cream for? That's that's awesome. Anyway, guys, so again, it's No Pants Friday, which is our super casual Friday, lose the pants, kick back, hang out, AMA.
We got about 100 of you guys here watching with us live right now, just about to hit 100. We have 99. Can we get a few hits on the like button? That would be nice. There you go.
A few gentle taps on that like button. But it is the AMA. Ask me anything. Ask us anything. Q&A doesn't have to be about business. It can be personal, whatever you want to ask questions about. You stop chewing on those fingers. You stop it. You stop it. You're embarrassing me on live YouTube.
Yeah, I do that often. Me, I embarrass her.
What?
Nothing, dear.
Anyway, guys, any questions you have, personal, work-related, whatever, we'll answer any of your questions because that's what No Pants Friday is all about. So just let us know. Scrap Happy Thrifter, aka Scrap Lady, was a medical assistant back in the day. We got to assist in autopsies. That would be, I would be totally down to like
Kelly Ecom mom, pediatric home health nurse. Yeah, I've you know what? I went back to school 7 years ago. I went back to school 7 years ago and decided to go to nursing school. And I had never been to college. I was a single mom. I had my daughter at 17. I went right to work and became I went into sales, and I never looked back.
17, and you know what I mean.
So I decided to go back to school, and I wanted to become a burn nurse. So if any of you have ever watched my shows before, you know what my connection is with the burn community. So,
and if you don't know and you want to know, she's not going to say, here, go back and watch last week's No Pants Friday, and you'll know what the story is.
That's true. So I went back to school, and I did, because I hadn't taken any courses. I had did all my prerequisites, and I did 2.5 years of prereqs in 18 months. That was a very heavy course load. For example, I took a physiology course and a 6-week summer course, and I got an A-. But anyway, it was amazing. I loved it. I did not finish nursing school, and the only reason I didn't was because there is such a shortage of nursing professors in this country. I was in Rhode Island, and then I transferred here, and I was taking courses here in Nevada, and I could not get into the program. I had a 3.9 GPA, and I was waitlisted like 4 semesters in a row. And then I said, forget it. Because it would have been a pay cut for me to go into nursing from my my eBay job, but it wasn't about the money for me. I just decided to double down on more of my volunteer work that I do. That gives me the passion, and before it did. Anyway, that gives me what I want to get out of it, the volunteerism. So it's hard.
Scrap Happy Thrifter, aka Scrap Lady, says she lives in New Hampshire and remembers hearing about Muji's accident. So real quick, I'm going to answer the first question that I see here. Chrisley wants us to review how to calculate sell-through rate. So the way that I do it, now it depends because this is assuming that your inventory levels stay relatively the same over the last 3 months. So if you go and look at the number of sales that you've had in the last 3 months, divide that number by 3, and then divide that number by your total inventory number currently, and then move the decimal 2 points, then that's gonna, I'm sorry if that sounds kind of like confusing, but basically, let's say you sold 300 items in the last 90 days, you go 300 divided by 3, so that's 100, and then you go, I don't know, maybe you have, 1,000 items listed. What would that be, like a 10%? Am I like totally, I'm making it easy, but making it hard for myself? So you got...
Just use a calculator.
That's what I'm doing. Yeah, it's 10%. So that would be a 10% sell-through rate. Hopefully that makes sense.
You can also add in, I mean, if your numbers fluctuate that much, you can add in the things that you've listed, the number that you've listed as well, if you keep track of that. I personally don't really keep track, so I kind of just, and my numbers tend to stay about the same.
Okay, Allison, picture first. So Allison apparently got a book of 4,000 questions.
Oh, she's taken over for you. Teresa, I just want you to know that there's a new boss in town. She said she is going to ask a bunch of questions. And,
So Big Drift Prep says, question 1 of 4,000. What 3 things do you think you need in order to be happy? What do you think?
I think you need... relationships. Doesn't necessarily have to be a romantic relationship, but I think you need real connections, real important relationships. You know, whether it's family, friends,
and that's intimacy
a partner,
again,
a spouse. Not
you can be intimately close. No, but
intimacy
can be the same thing with your friends,
with your sister, with your brother, with your mom, with your best friend. I think you need to have real good relationships in your life. Yeah, I think that's the most important thing for me. That is the most important thing is interpersonal relationships.
Yeah, I think so too. So I think that's probably number one because you can't be alone. I would say number two would be positivity, like optimism, honestly. Because I think you can take two people who have the exact same life circumstances, and if you have one that dwells on the negative, and then you have one that dwells on the positive, the one who dwells on the positive is going to be the one that is going to be happier, in my opinion, because it changes your outlook. It really does.
Yeah, I agree with you.
And I'm
not answering the door, by the way, since you all heard the doorbell. Yeah. I don't know who that is, and it's not the mailman. It's too early, so
yeah, we get a lot of solicitors. And I think that includes what you put out into the world. So being kind to other people, being positive. So just putting out good things. So that's thoughts and actions and words.
Puppies.
I think that's going to, you know, and some people would say, oh, well, like you need money or security or whatever. You know what, honestly, yes, you probably need security in the sense that you don't have to worry about where you're getting your next meal and stuff like that. But there's people all over the world that live in much worse circumstances than we do, and they find happiness. It's what you wherever you are, that's going to be your normal, and there's still ways to find happiness within that.
You can grow and shine and thrive whatever your environment is. Yeah, I think you're right. I think there are homeless people that are happy. So
there are rich people who are miserable. So that's two things.
Yeah. So I get that. Yeah. My other thing, someone said health. I think health is very important as well. So health is probably up there, but my other thing that I would probably say is sense of purpose. I think that you need to have a sense of purpose, whether it's a passion for your job, for your family, for your community. I think you need to have a sense of purpose for something outside yourself, because without a sense of purpose, why would you get up in the morning?
Yeah.
You're going to get up and watch TV. Like what's your point? And I think that's why a lot of, and if you read a lot about psychology or read anything about psychology, I think a lot of people, when they reach a certain type of, or a certain age, retirement or retirement age or beyond retirement age, if they don't have something that gives them a sense of purpose beyond that job that they had, then they tend to die earlier, because without a sense of purpose, you don't have any reason to keep going.
All right. We're here to bring you the 3 P's: people, positivity, purpose.
There you go.
That's what you need. Those are the 3 things that you need.
There's your answer in the long form.
So I think it was Susie Beach said that they needed to hear again the whole,
somebody put it in there.
Say that again. Yeah, so basically, it's you take your last
treasure hustler's pie chart. I like it.
You take your last 90 days divide by 3, and then divide that number by your current number of inventory, and then move the decimal over 2 times. And that's going to give you your percentage. That's the way I do it. All right.
Let's see.
Yeah, Red Neckerson says, I've known very few people with negative attitudes succeed at what they do. And here's the thing. There's people who are super negative that put a lot of garbage out into the world, who do technically succeed at their jobs or their careers or whatever it is they're doing. But let me tell you, I guarantee it. I guarantee you they are not happy inside. Guarantee that. So
it's very true.
Even if they're able to get a job, make money, whatever, nobody's happy if they're putting out misery. I just think that's the truth.
I think miserable people, or people that are miserable toward other people, are miserable inside, no matter what kind of front they put up. Yeah. Let's see.
Maria Clark wants to know what your favorite TV show is.
It's hard.
Come on. I don't know what my favorite TV show is right now. I will say, I'm going to tell you my top two television shows that I think are the best written, best shows of all time, guys. Of all time. Number 1, The Wire. Amazing show, amazingly written show, great stories, great characters. If you haven't seen The Wire, you should check it out. Number 2, Breaking Bad. Those are the 2. Number 1 and number 2, I think greatest shows of all time as far as writing goes. Excellent shows if you haven't watched those. You know, then there's shows that I just think I like. but I don't necessarily like Dexter. I loved that show.
I loved Dexter.
But it was a little pulpy. It wasn't, there's a lot of like hokiness in it and like not great writings at times. But I enjoyed it. So to me, that's a little bit different. But The Wire and
I liked Breaking Bad. I liked all those. I don't favorite TV show, even though it's probably a little bit old at this point, is Law and Order. I liked all of them, but I loved Criminal Minds. I love SVU. I love all that kind of stuff. I don't know. Do we sell on Poshmark? Nope, neither one of us do.
We don't. We do sell on Etsy. I've been doing it for a little bit longer as far as, because we both have been selling on Etsy for like the last, I don't know, over a year. But then we kind of both simultaneously, we like to do things the same apparently without even knowing it. But we both kind of let it go. And then a couple months ago, I started working really hard, like every single day, adding listings to my Etsy store. And then she, a little while after that, started doing it as well. So I'm getting close to about 600 listings. And I'm finally, in this last month, starting to see more regular sales on Etsy. So I'm actually really, really excited about what's going to happen during fourth quarter, because I've never had like a legit fourth quarter with more than 100 items.
Yeah, I should be up to 500 by then, so I'm kind of hoping. Let's see, what do we have here? I love The Ozark. I'm watching season 2 right now. I'm binging it. It's actually paused in my office downstairs. Katie has not seen that series yet. I love it.
Ozark. Now,
This Is Us. I love that too. I like Sappy too, so I'm with you. I loved Parenthood. I love all that stuff. I am a TV addict, but to be fair, I have to say, and like Katie listens to podcasts and stuff, like I read as much as I watch TV. So
well, and the TV stuff, for the most part, we both watch TV while we're listing, while we're working. So like, I actually don't watch like a whole lot of YouTube stuff. So I usually have like a television show that I'm watching while I'm working.
Me too.
I would say when we're not working, we maybe watch 5 hours of TV a week at the most.
Yeah.
We don't really, because we're always doing
other stuff.
We're doing other stuff. So, okay, Angie wants to know, how many days do we run a buy it now? And do you start and end a certain day of the week? We were just talking about this because so it used to be like when eBay first started, you got to remember that, you had to, if you were going to be participating or like bidding on anything, you did auctions, you had to be at your computer, right? We didn't have smartphones. I mean, the first iPhone, which was the first smartphone, came out in 2007, I believe. So you didn't have, it was 2007, 2008. So it's like you had to be at home if you were going to bid on something. There was no such thing as like signing up for those like proxy bidders or whatever.
Snipers. The sniper, they did exist actually. They've existed for a long time, but it wasn't on your phone. You still had to be home. You still had to be home. So it's like you had to be like at your computer. So it made sense that people like to use auctions. So it made sense to do like a 7-day auction and to make sure it ended like in the early evening on Sundays, because you're thinking like, okay, most people are going to be able to be home because that's when you're going to get the most activity. I really don't believe that anybody cares about that anymore. I think that for the most part, people don't want to do auctions because they just want to buy what they want to buy. They want to buy it now. I don't really think there's any rhyme or reason to time of the week, time of the day. I mean, now that like you can sell, people can buy any time of day, anywhere in the world, all of those things. It just doesn't. It's 6 p.m. somewhere almost all the time. Yeah. It's 5 o'clock somewhere. Yeah.
I've always done good till canceled. I used to do good till canceled, and I'd do the whole Wi-Fi, list it and forget it. Stuff would be up for 2 years. I am now working to end all of my oldest listings, start completely new listings. But I'm still doing good till canceled, but I'm only letting them go for 3 months. So 3 months. I want 90 days to be the oldest of any of my listings.
Yeah,
that's kind of like how I.
There's my answer for Diana as well. I've always done the same thing: good till canceled. List it, forget it. I had things that were 2 and 3 years old. From April up until about last month or maybe 6 weeks ago, I was going through methodically and ending all of my listings, reworking them all the same as Katie, and doing them as sell similar. So I was taking all those super old and stale listings and redoing them. And in doing that, I got through probably 50 to 60% of my listings that were over 18 months old. They've sold. So, definitely helped with all those stale, dead, buried listings. But now I'm back to good till canceled so that I can use the sale feature to the best of my ability, because I do like to run sales in my store. So, I have 2,500 items or so in my store right now. And at any given time, it's about 2,300 of my items are on sale. So I'll do good till canceled. And like Katie, I'm going to go through and nothing is going to be more than 90 days old or maybe 120 days old. So like right now, I'll wait until after Christmas and then I'll renew everything again.
Maui Delights wants to know if we sell on Amazon and what our thoughts are. Very little. When I first started doing eBay, my first sale was in December of 2015. I had a 10 item a month limit that I could list. It was ridiculous, 10 items. And I think it went to like 50 after that. So, and I was like ready to get into full-time immediately. So I started doing Amazon FBA at the time, and I shipped a ton of stuff in, and I started making money really fast right away. So listen, I think Amazon's a great way to make money. It's just not I don't enjoy it as a platform. It's not fun for me. I'll do some retail arbitrage for eBay. Like I like to go out and buy shoes and jackets at like Ross and Burlington and stuff like that. But I just list them on eBay. I'm ungated for shoes in Amazon, but I don't have the same joy for it that I do for eBay. And I figured that out pretty quickly. So once I was able to like list as much as I wanted on eBay, I kind of stopped sending stuff into Amazon. So it's not my bag, man.
I'm the same way. I don't knock anyone that loves to sell on Amazon. I have some media up there. I'm ungated in media. So I've always listed, like CDs and record albums and DVDs and things like that on Amazon, but I probably have I've fewer than 100 things up there. And maybe if I sell something once every few months, it's a big deal. But it just never held that interest for me. And I know that some people do very well and they're very successful and they find their items and they're going to send in boxes and cases, and plenty of our watchers do that as well. Boxes and cases of things into Amazon. But for me, I would much rather spend my time sourcing, and I prefer to make a 60% profit to a 10% profit on multiple quantities. It's just not as interesting to me.
Yeah.
And I'm sure I could probably make more money doing it that way. Many people do. It's just not, it's not fun.
A lot of what keeps me like passionate about this work is that I have a collector's mentality. Like I used to collect movies, and I'm doing it again a little bit now, along with records and stuff. And so for me, I love that hunt for cool and rare and different items. So I love going to sourcing because there's always a chance I'm going to find something really, really cool and something that like there's only one of or whatever. So that's really fun for me. And then I love listing it, and I love seeing like who's watching it, and like it's just I get something out of that. And I don't get that same payoff with Amazon because I'm just going out and buying some retail stuff, and it's just not very fun. It's not fun for me. It's like, and I need it to be fun. I mean, that's like the whole no pants thing. Like, yeah, I don't like to wear pants, but I also don't like to list pants. But that's just because I don't really have fun taking pictures of them. And if there's something like I don't really enjoy doing, then it's like I kind of don't want to have to do it. Jerry wants to know what's on my hat. This is it's actually a Dutch Brothers hat. I love it. I actually found this at a thrift store, guys. But somebody else had a question.
Yeah, Maui Delights. I found you can be more creative selling on eBay. I agree. For me, I like the used items. I like vintage items. I sell just about everything, as most of you know. I like the thrill of the hunt. For me, that is what is fun, and that is what is interesting. Mm-hmm. So, finding multiple quantities and caseloads of something that I can make $2 on 500 of those items, and shipping it into Amazon. Yeah. Well, I get that concept, and I understand it, and good for you if you're doing it and making it work for you, and that's enjoyable for you. But for me, I don't find it interesting. I've been in sales my whole life, and if I wanted to just do a job just to do a job, yeah, I'd go back into the mortgage business or something, and I'd make probably more money than I'm making here because I've always made more money than I do on eBay. But I like this. I love the freedom that I have with this job. It doesn't feel like a job.
When I first started collecting movies back in like the late 90s, I was just buying everything. Like I just wanted to build up my collection. It was almost like a volume thing. Like I just wanted to get this really big collection. And I'd buy just about anything if it was a good price. And then as I got more into it, and I had a much better knowledge base of like I just got really into like the intricate parts of like, loving cult movies and loving directors and different genres and stuff like that. I got a lot more focused, and I loved like finding more rare items and cooler things. And it really changed like how I collect, and I started to get rid of like the kind of more common stuff that everybody has. And I kind of feel the same way about the way I do eBay. I started out, I didn't know anything about men's clothing. I was buying anything and everything. And then as I learned, I've kind of refined And it's like when I look at my store, it's almost like how I used to look at like my movie collection. It's like I'm really proud of the quality of stuff and the type of stuff that I have in my inventory right now. Like I've got a few old things that have been there forever that hopefully eventually they'll sell. But for the most part, it's like I'm really particular. Like I'm not about volume.
I'm not as particular.
Yeah, she's not as particular, but I'm not all about volume. I'm not just wanting to like churn out a bunch of sales, which is why I focus more on like average sale price. And I just personally, because of that way I look at it, I'm more excited about finding really interesting, cool stuff. So anybody that like buys the kind of stuff that I carry can go look at my store and be like, wow, this is really cool. I love all the stuff that the store has.
Yeah, you really do have good stuff. And I, you know, I think I have good stuff too, but I also have some crap. I have probably 10% crap in my store. And it's just one of those things. I just keep it in, you know, I have older stuff, or I have stuff that I've bought in lots, or stuff that I've been given that just, I can't quite seem to just throw away. And I probably should. I probably shouldn't have even listed it. But it happens. I think it happens to all of us.
Yeah.
So
Teresa wants to know, how many movies do I have in my collection? I had over 3,000 titles at one point. But somebody had a question about the first thing. What do you remember the very first thing that we sold? So the first thing I sold on eBay in December of 2015 was a pair of Adidas high tops that I had sourced at the Adidas outlet, because there was this pair of high tops there, and I'm like, you know what, they were like on a super clearance, and I'm like, I feel like these would sell for more. And I looked it up, and that was why I ended up starting to sell on eBay. Now that was like years before I helped somebody sell like some women's shoes on eBay. I also used to sell on Amazon before I was a seller. I had, you know, I would sell stuff here and there. And when I went to grad school, I had to move from Oregon to New York City in 2007 for grad school. And so I sold probably about 1,000 of my movies on Amazon. And I used to sell a little bit on Amazon before that too, because like I said, as I got better at collecting movies, I used to like go and look on eBay and see what was selling for how much. And I would go there to like try to buy like DVD lots and stuff like that. And so I would actually, and I worked in a used music store that had movies too. And so I would actually like buy stuff that I could resell. So I dabbled in it for a while. So like, you know, I would know dumb stuff like the movie Much Ado About Nothing was out of print on DVD. And so if I found a copy of that, I could sell it for over $100 on Amazon. Like, you know, I was, and that
probably
was back,
not anymore.
and that was back in the mid 2000s.
Yeah.
When I would do that.
So my first thing that I sold on eBay deliberately, I will say I did sell some stuff around my house. I think I sold some old CDs and DVDs, and I sold some jewelry and things like that I had in my house. Just when I got married years ago, my ex and I both owned our own homes. And when we moved in together, we had duplicates of a lot of stuff. So instead of having a garage sale, we decided to sell stuff on eBay. And that was back when CDs and DVDs were still selling for 15, 20 bucks each or more. So that was a lot of money. I wasn't going to sell them for $1 at a garage sale. So we sold hundreds of things like that. And it was super easy. And I was like, oh, that's really easy. Maybe we should try and find some stuff to sell on purpose, like that we didn't already pay for and own, you know?
Yeah.
And I went to a garage sale, and I had never been to garage sales. I had been to maybe one or two in my life. And I mentioned this once before in another show. My mom had this aversion to used things. She would use clothing skeeved her out. There was something about going to garage sales that she felt was like beneath her. And I know it sounds like she's a snob, but she's really not. But that was just the way I was raised. So we never went into a thrift store or garage sales or anything like that, nor did we have any when I was growing up at our home. So I'd never been to one, and I decided to stop at one randomly one day, and it happened to be a really, really cool garage sale. And I picked up an antique national cash register. And if nobody knows what that is, go look it up. Antique national cash register. It was brass and oak, and it was well over 100 years old, and it was huge. And it was at a garage sale, and I looked at it and said, that looks old. I paid $2. It probably weighed 50 pounds. I took it home. I put it on eBay. I had no idea even how to ship it or how to calculate shipping or anything like this. This was, you know, almost 15 years ago. Didn't have a scale, nothing like that. And it sold, I think I put it in an auction because everything was auctioned then. It ended up selling for well over $1,000 was basically what it was.
Crazy.
I had no idea. I probably, if I had known how to research it or describe it better, it probably would have even sold for more. All I know is that I had to take it to a UPS store to figure out how to package it. And it cost me $1 bazillion to ship it and package it because I had no idea how to do it. But I looked at that and went, yeah, this is dumb. Why isn't everybody doing this?
Right. Yeah, for sure.
that was it. That was my first thing, and I have been hooked ever since.
Yep. Texas Turnaround wants to know if there's any movie that I want but can't find. You know, honestly, right now, because I had over 3,000 movies in my collection. I did a couple of years ago. Before I got into like reselling, I had to sell like pretty much almost my entire collection just because I needed the money. And so that's why I'm like kind of starting over now slowly. So I really only have, I think, like 15 movies at the moment. So there's a bazillion movies that I would like to get, but nothing that I'm like, oh, I can't find this movie because I'm not to that point yet. And then somebody else asked, what kind of movies did you collect? Horror and sci-fi are like my two favorite genres. But I really like just about everything. I tend to go more for the non-mainstream movies. I mean, there's some mainstream movies that are super awesome, but there's so much great stuff out there that's like, you know, I love classics. I love schlocky stuff. I love, you know, old movies, new movies. I love, you know, action, a little bit of everything. I love different directors. David Cronenberg is probably like my favorite director of all time. One of my most beloved Canadians. But you know, but I love like John Carpenter, and I mean, there's just I love a little bit of everything, just about everything. But well, let's see.
Allison's next question. What is this? What wedding did you object to or want to object to? Probably a couple personal friends' weddings that I'd been to in my life.
Yeah,
and I was right because they're not married anymore. Probably my first wedding. I would have wanted to object at my own wedding.
I've never, there's never been a wedding where I was like, I object to these people getting married. I will say the wedding I had a hard time with was when my sister got married to my brother-in-law, Will, who I love. He's an awesome guy. Here's why I had an issue. It was her second marriage, and it was hard for me to see my parents, and especially my dad, so excited and happy for her to be getting married when I, at the time, knew that they didn't support me ever getting married, which at the time I couldn't get married if I wanted to because it wasn't legal. But it was something that I really struggled with internally because I just felt like, here's my dad crying at my sister's second wedding, and I'm never even gonna, even if I do get married someday, it's questionable if he'll even be there. And at that time I would have said, there's no way he'll come. Now, with us getting married, I mean, I don't know that we're going to have a wedding. I would say we're not going to have like a big wedding.
We're having an actual real wedding.
We will actually get married, but I'm saying like a big wedding that where a bunch of people are going to be invited because we're talking about going to Italy instead. But even now, I would say maybe I think there's a 25% chance that maybe he would come. Honestly, I still don't believe that he would. Because I
have more faith.
My dad loves me, and he really does like Vicky, and he does support me now, but he still very much vocally disagrees with my lifestyle. And he's a very religious conservative person, and I know that for my dad, he is very concerned about in any way
appearances.
Not so much appearances, but it's about communicating to me that he approves. And in his mind, acceptance is the same as approval. And it's very important to him that I know that he is not approving, that he is not. And so, I mean, it's tough. So, I mean, I'm over it now as far as like the whole thing with my sister's wedding. I mean, that was like 15 years ago. But at the time, I just remember being really frustrated about it and not being sure if I even wanted to go.
So us not inviting family and actually just having a small wedding with just us and then going on a great big honeymoon trip is going to just eliminate that factor. So we don't need to worry about it.
Yeah. That wasn't a thought in my mind when I said that we should go to Italy, but
you're right. In my mind, agreeing to go to Italy.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, that's actually a really nice way to say that, Susie. That's very diplomatic. I always say it will be a nice first marriage. Very diplomatic.
Yeah.
Anyway, so let's see. Canuck Gal asked, were you nervous when you decided to go full time? I'm still nervous. I don't know what you're talking about. Yeah, I mean, I'm still nervous sometimes because it happens. It's you know, this business has a lot of uncertainty no matter how much you work. And I think that this last quarter has been very difficult for me personally. My sales were way down from last year and really difficult. So no matter how hard I was working. And a lot of it had to do with all the stuff that was going on in the back room with eBay, with their changes on the website and Glitchapalooza for the summer and all that kind of stuff. So combine that with a little bit of the normal summer sales slump, which I don't usually buy into, but there've been a lot of changes on the platform, and that has definitely affected my sales. So I've been doing everything I can to try and mix it up and do better. And it's starting to.
Yeah.
So
for me, you know, I would say I was lucky in the sense that I didn't have to make that decision. I was working, I had left my job at Habitat for Humanity and in November of 2015. And then I had 6 months of unemployment, and I decided to join. There's this program in Oregon where if you are starting your own business, you can make money at that business while still collecting your full unemployment, because it's like a way of them supporting new businesses. And so I decided at that time, rather than go get a real job or get my own job, I was going to start a business as a marketing consultant. And because, you know, at Habitat, I was the executive director, and before that, I was resource development director. So I had a lot of experience with marketing, and my degrees in nonprofit management. And so I wanted to help small businesses with their marketing. So I started doing that. And then what happened is I started doing eBay on a whim because I happened to see those shoes at the Adidas outlet. And so I started doing that at the same time to supplement my income. And it just so happened that that was much more quickly becoming successful. And so I had to make a decision. Okay.
And you liked it.
And I really liked it a lot. And so I made a decision. Okay, do I want to still try to make this marketing consultant business work, or do I want to focus on this eBay thing? And I kind of was, you know, I had like 6 months to figure my shit out, basically. Like either I build myself up to where I'm making a full-time income by the end of 6 months, or I have to go get a different job. So it's not like I left a job being like, I'm just going to try this. It was like I was just kind of there. And luckily, eBay really took off for me, and I put more than full-time into it for those 6 months. And then I got to the end of the 6 months, and I still wasn't quite making enough money. So I had about 2 months where it was painful. So I'd say it took me about 8 months to get. Luckily, fourth quarter happened, and then it was all history. But it was a little bit scary. So I get it. Like it is hard. And I'm sure it is really scary to make that decision. I just kind of had that decision.
It is. And everybody has a different dollar amount that they need to count on, you know, whether you're supplementing the household income, or you need to, or you're, you know, a sole breadwinner in your household, and depending on where you live and what your bills are, it's, you know, everybody's a little bit different, you know. Somebody could look at my sales and be like, oh my God, you're killing it. Well, I'm not doing badly, but I'm not doing as well as I need to be for, you know, the bills that I have. You know, everybody's different. Everyone's overhead is different. So yeah. I still love eBay. I'm still hanging in there. I still have my work experience to, you know, fall back on if I ever need to go get a real job again. God, I hope not. I haven't had one in almost 10 years. It'll be 10 years in December. So I'm hoping not. Actually, 9 years. I'm sorry. 9 years in December since I've had any type of job working for anyone else. So I've been able to make it work that far. So
yeah. Susie Beach says, poor dads, they just can't wrap their heads around some stuff. Let me tell you. So when I came out when I was 19, one of the first things he said to me was he made a rule that I could never bring anybody home. And so it was that way for a very, very long time. And I have to give a lot of credit to my sister, because she really worked on him for years, trying to get him to see that like it was the wrong way. Because like I wouldn't come home for holidays. I wouldn't come home for Christmas or Thanksgiving. It was kind of a tradition for me to go visit them the day after Christmas every year, because I refused to leave my significant other at home while I went home for the holidays. And so it was that way for a long time. And it really was about him feeling like if he didn't do that, he was somehow telling me it was okay. And it also had to do with like, he had a lot of anger. Like he felt like it was like I guess the gay community at large had somehow gotten a hold of me and taken me away from him, because, you know, we were really close. And my sister worked on it for a long time. And what finally happened, like, I don't know, probably about 6 years ago or so, 5 or 6 years ago, is my sister finally got him to go and meet with the pastor. And my sister went with him, and they met with the pastor, and the pastor basically said, and this is not a pastor who's like, it's not like one of those churches where it's like, we're pro-gay,
this is not a progressive
come
church.
Get married here. Like it's a pastor who believes
strict Baptist church.
Yeah, definitely has a similar beliefs as my dad as far as religion goes. But he told him, if you continue to do this, you're going to lose your daughter. You cannot, this is not the right way. This is not the correct way. You have to love her, love whoever she's with. because otherwise you're going to lose that relationship forever. And he finally like got into my dad's head and got him to understand that like it wasn't ever gonna, like him doing that wasn't going to change me. And the only thing it was going to do is keep me away forever, because I would stay away for long periods of time because of it. I mean, it's true.
To the point where he's actually come so far to the point where when he heard about our relationship, he actually asked to meet me.
He did. And he
asked to meet me and said, I would like to meet her. Can you please bring her by the house? And I went to Oregon and met the family and more than once before she moved here. So
and they're planning on coming to visit. Actually, they were going to come. He wanted to come visit while it turned out to be when we were in Rhode Island. So we were going to miss him because he was on some road trip. But they are planning to come visit.
And they never made me feel anything less than welcome. And they were very warm and welcoming in their home. So.
Yeah, absolutely. And my mom's awesome. She's just a little nuts, but
she is. But she's sweet. She's funny. She's nuts, but she's funny. But my mother's nuts too.
She technically has the same religious beliefs, but that's never stopped her from wanting to meet or loving anybody that I've ever been with. So, but in that household, surprisingly, my dad's in charge. So,
and I've been straight my whole life and married to a man up until I met Katie. So
sorry, my apologies.
At 42. My family was incredibly accepting, including my 25-year-old daughter, who I knew would never care one way or another because she's dated boys and girls her whole life. And my family's just always been very warm and welcoming. And all of my friends and family kind of just went, okay, she makes you happy? Okay, we're happy for you.
And then they saw my T-shirt collection and they were like, now we love her.
Yeah, no, actually, most of my friends and family, I think, like her more than me now, because how can you not?
Once again, sorry. Okay, let's get back to some questions.
I know. Let's go back to eBay. Sorry. Started boring with all of our personal stuff.
Whatever. It's not boring. It's not boring, man. So Stuff Gone by 80 wants to know if I ever plan on branching out on my items. Here's the thing. When I started, like the first thing I sold was Adidas shoes. But actually when I started, I wasn't doing any clothes other than shoes. I was doing all hard goods. I was like going to like the Restore, because Habitat for Humanity has this really cool Restore, and I was buying stuff like swamp cooler engines. I would buy and sell anything. So that was how I started. Like I didn't sell clothes at all. And then I think I went to the bins, and that's when I saw like, oh, there's all these clothes available. And somehow I just kind of organically shifted over into doing clothing. And then it just kind of further went to, okay, now I'm doing all men's clothes, all kind of streetwear type stuff. Like it's just kind of honed down from there. I love being in a specific niche. That's just the way I like doing it. So no, I don't really have any plans to branch out overall. The only thing I've said a couple of times, I have said like, I might think about adding like a category to my store that's just for records. Like I think it would be cool because I'd make it more like a men's lifestyle thing. Not that men are the only people that listen to music, but it would just be like, you know, ooh, here's like the section you go to where you can buy cool music.
I'm cracking up at the chat right now, by the way, just so you know. No, she didn't get a toaster oven, and neither did I. They need to upgrade to an Instant Pot. That's very funny. Yeah. If anybody's not getting the reference, go watch the Ellen episode of the TV show when she came out on TV. It was a big deal in the 90s.
Yeah.
It's pretty funny. But I would totally take an Instant Pot. I have one, but I would get another one. So
Maui Delights lives in Vegas too. Hey,
you do another one?
Another one.
Okay, you need to send, if you're not in our Facebook group, please get in our Facebook group, the Boss Facebook group. The link is listed below. If not, if you'd like to be included in the meetup group that I'm putting together that will be started next month, please send me or Katie a message with your information on how to get in touch with you. I'd love to be able to put you in a part of that group. We have about 30 people at least on that list that are resellers that we know personally. And I know that there are dozens more that we don't know. So at least 30 right here in Vegas. So that's kind of amazing.
So Maui Delights wanted to know, how do we like the Goodwill bins as a resource? When I was back in Oregon,
we've only been twice.
Well, I've only been once. So when I was back in Oregon, I went, the bins is where I pretty much started. Like once I realized like, you know, what clothes that they have, there's only 99 cents a pound. To me, I call it like really cheap tuition to learn brands when it comes to clothing. And so I would go there 3 times a week. And that was the only place I went to. And then once I got better at knowing like my brands and what I was looking for, and I was getting a lot more picky because I was building up my average sale price, I started going to regular Goodwills and other thrift stores and paying up for stuff. But I would still, every day I would start out the first hour at the bins So I love the bins. I've only been to one here. I think there's 2 in the area. I've only been to one, and it was the clothing section was really tiny. So to me, like the time that it takes to be there to maybe find a couple of good things, I don't intend to stay all day while they bring more stuff out. So it doesn't really work for me. I do want to go check out the other one because I think there is another one that's supposed to be big. And I know our friend Steve, like he goes to the bins like practically every day.
Cabello,
he
like
finds awesome stuff all the time. So I know it's a way to source, but it's just not for me really. Somebody, I think Allison asked a really good question, a cool question. What special event would you like a VIP pass to attend? I haven't answered that one. What you got? What you got? Because you've gone to lots of stuff. You've gone to lots of rock shows and gotten to have VIP pass. Is there anything like
I've done almost anything you can think of as far as VIP when it comes to music. And I've been very fortunate. I know that I'm very fortunate to have done that. So I can't complain there. There's almost nobody that I have not met that I've wanted to meet. So that bucket list is good for me. I would love to go to something like an Oscar event. I would love to go. Cool. I would love to go see the Oscars, and not because I want to meet all of them. I would love to do the whole red carpet, and yeah, that'd be fun.
So for me, I mentioned, obviously I've talked about loving movies, and I mentioned Troma movies. If you don't know what Troma is like it's a movie studio out of New Jersey, I believe. And it's just like really ridiculous, schlocky. It's like they're the ones that did The Toxic Avenger, Romeo and Juliet. It's like one of my favorite movies. It's just absolutely ridiculous. James Gunn, who directed the Galaxy, you know what movies I'm talking about. He came out of Troma Video and that studio. And every year they have a film festival. And I used to always want to go because the whole thing was like, just get yourself there and you could volunteer and be a part of like the team and help out and stuff. And I always wanted to do that. And I never got around to doing it. I still think that would be cool to do because Lloyd Kaufman, who started Troma and still is like the main dude of Troma, I think he's awesome and hilarious.
Of any of this or any of these people.
So that to me, that I think that would be really, really cool to go and get to be a part of the Troma family and do that. So let's see. So Lori says, please make a video of shipping a record /LP. I sell to local stores, but I could make more on eBay. Picky buyers.
Just buy record boxes. Just don't freak out about it. Buy record boxes. They sell record boxes.
How much are they?
They're about 50 cents a piece when you buy them in a bundle. Buy them in a bundle of 25 or 50 or whatever works for your budget. But just buy record boxes, and they're
made for records.
They're made for records.
Right in there.
It's fine.
Don't have to worry about that. Now
don't freak out.
Now, as far as picky buyers, just make sure you take pictures that really show so they can see the quality of the vinyl.
And don't try to grade vinyl or the cases. If you are not an expert at it, don't worry about it.
Yeah, if you're not an expert, don't put it in excellent condition. Don't put it in mint condition. If you notice when you go look at records, there's a bunch of them that will be unspecified. And yeah, that's like, it's better if you can if you can specify it, that's good if you're an expert. But let me tell you, people who are collecting that are looking for specific things, they're going to go look at the ones that are not specified as well. So I wouldn't worry too much about that. But just make sure your pictures, if you can get your lighting well enough, it doesn't matter if it's like blown out so you can't even, so it looks like it's, gray or whatever, because you want to see if there are any scratches or any issues. Just make sure it's really, really obvious in the pictures.
Yeah, don't freak out about it. And Angie, sorry we weren't able to meet you in Michigan. We were there for a conference, so there was not a lot of meeting going on. We actually had pre-planned to meet two of our friends, Hip Flippin' Mama Kelly and Laura Franzica. We had made arrangements because we literally had one day that we had free that we could make that happen. So we just didn't really have time to do that. But hopefully you'll come to eBay Open next year and we can meet you then.
Yeah, absolutely.
Or if you ever come to Vegas, let us know. We do completely separate offices. This is Katie's office. It actually is the loft upstairs in our home, and I have an office downstairs. We need two separate offices.
I mean, it's not like we can't be in the same space together. It's just they're the perfect size for one person to be in. Like if we had some big warehouse and we could sit in the same space, I don't think it would really matter. I think we'd be fine. Although we're each watching like different shows when we're working and stuff like that. So Teresa's going crazy.
I know Teresa's got tons of questions. We've already been on for an hour. So let's see, we can ask answer a couple of them.
Let's see, was something, there's just so much.
What is your claim to fame? That's
I mean, I guess at this point, it's probably, I mean, this is probably the biggest thing that I've done as far as like doing the YouTube channel and stuff like that.
And your Shine Award.
I mean, before that, I mean, when I was the executive director of Habitat for Humanity, if you Googled my name, you'd see that come up a bunch. But
I mean,
but this is probably at this point the biggest as far as having an audience. I don't know.
The biggest thing, my claim to fame is biggest thing, I guess, is that I used to run a pretty big nonprofit back east, and I've been on Larry King Live. I've been on the Today Show. I've been on a couple of really big TV shows. I have thousands of interviews, and Rolling Stone, People Magazine, all kinds of radio shows, TV shows. So that kind of stuff is really pretty cool. But to be fair, that was like 13 years ago. Most of it was 13 years ago. So it's been a while. I do have a documentary that I'm a part of that's coming out soon. So that's pretty exciting. And that may actually fulfill my red carpet fantasy thing. It's not going to be an Oscars, but there will be movie premieres in LA.
I would love to be able to go.
You'll be with me.
Yes, I would love it if we could go, if it gets to go to Sundance somehow.
We're hoping, because it is a documentary.
I would love to go to Sundance.
The goal is Sundance. Yeah, so.
I want to go hang out with Kevin Smith. That's my goal, because I'm sure he'll probably be there.
We're hoping. Let's see. T-Money is the Oprah of eBay. T-Money is pretty awesome.
She is pretty awesome. We need to get her back on the show soon. Because we love Teresa. That's my Teresa.
Larry King strikes me as a perv. You know what I will say is he's just mostly, and I did his show in, so it was like 2007 or something like that. And in 2007, he was old, senile. He's about 5 feet tall, hunched over, and has a huge head. He kind of looks like E.T. And he's deaf as a doornail. And I don't know. It was an interesting experience.
Exclusive Elegance, Heather wants to know what you were on the shows for. That's what you're going to have to go back to last week and watch last week's Friday show, and then you'll know. But it has to do with burn survivors and the work that Vicki has done with charities and stuff like that. Go watch the show, and then you'll know. That's how we get it.
What an insult to E.T. He was very friendly when we did the show. I mean, he was very nice.
What is it? Somebody says, Shannon says that she works in Sundance every year. We'll love it.
I would love to. I've been to the Sundance grounds in Utah and drove around and walked around on the property and stuff like that. Obviously, that was not during the festival because there was nothing there, but it was kind of cool anyway. Let's see.
I'm checking stuff out, looking to see it.
Dave in Miami Beach, thank you for what you said. That was a really, really sweet sentiment that you said. He admires you and 3 except your dad and all that kind of stuff. That was really sweet.
DuPage Picker wants to know if either of us sell food items. Any tips?
I do not. I don't. I know that there is some money in that. You buy like exclusive things or like the special editions and stuff like that and hang on to them and then sell them. I do know that people do it. I don't.
Yeah. I've dabbled. Like there was a while where I was going to try to sell Kool-Aid packets because like this is like when I very first started and I was just buying everything and trying out different stuff. Because it's like if you go to like Winco or Walmart, sometimes you can get the packets of Kool-Aid for like crazy
I'm like Christy and I enjoy eating food items.
But you can get it for crazy cheap, and there's certain flavors that like will only be available in certain places or whatever, and you can sell them in like packages of 20, 25 for like a lot
much
more.
Work.
I know it is a lot. Well, that's why
I did look into it when I did just see the Little Debbie unicorn snack cakes that are a limited edition that are out, like the unicorn cereal. I know that you can make money on them because they're limited edition and they're only selling them for a short period of time and you can't get them everywhere. But it wasn't worth my time. It was like it was like a $2 or $3 profit or some crap like that. I was like, no, thank you.
Angie is pressuring me and judging me about my empty wall. She says you need to get more on your walls or let Vicki put her stuff back up. Angie,
my stuff is in the spare bedroom. It is not entirely up yet, but it's about 50% on there. So
Angie, here's the thing. Hopefully this will make you feel better. This next Tuesday, we're going to be meeting up with Rags, aka I haven't seen her in the chat today, aka Sandy, who is here local. She has those record frames that I've been looking for. She has like 5 of them, and so we're meeting up. I'm buying her some tacos and getting those record frames from her. And so as soon as I have those, I'm actually going to be putting those up there because I want to put my records on display and like change those around like every week or so to kind of have like a different background all the time. But I promise you, I'm working on it. I actually am working on it.
And look at Teresa being funny that you drank the Kool-Aid.
I
don't like
I'm actually not. I'm not.
I don't like Kool-Aid.
Yeah, I'm not really. I don't know that I ever was like really huge into Kool-Aid.
My mom wouldn't let us have sugar products in our house, so I didn't really have Kool-Aid growing up.
Yeah, pretty much. All right. Any other questions, guys? Come on, this is an AMA. You can ask anything you want.
I know we had 144 watchers at one point, and only 60 thumbs up.
What? Oh, Kara Cooper, what?
a Teresa super chat dedicated to you.
Super chat dedicated. Okay, so this is for Teresa.
Money.
Teresa, you light up my life. Here's a super chat for you. Courtesy of Kara Cooper. I'm pretty sure I'm not even like sticking with like the right tune. But seriously, Teresa, that's for you all the way from Kara Cooper. Otherwise known as CC, otherwise known as credit card. I don't know.
Oh my God, you're funny. You're funny. And Dupage Picker said, I took a running start and body slammed the like button. Don't hurt yourself. It's not that important.
Nice. Watermelon cherry Kool-Aid? No, you are incorrect, Dana.
Anything watermelon or strawberry flavored. Anything.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of watermelon flavored anything, melon flavored anything. I don't really like watermelon. Well, real watermelon is just kind of for me. It's kind of boring. I don't think watermelon flavored stuff tastes like watermelon at all. It's like a totally different flavor. So I'm not really sure where that came from. So yeah, so you like watermelon candy, strawberry candy. I love real strawberries. I will eat real strawberries like nobody's business, but I don't like the flavored stuff. Yeah, Katie Kasem.
That's funny. Trisha Surprise Possessions. Hello from Arizona. I've never seen that name before, so you might be new in the chat. Thank you. She loves how we separate ourselves from other YouTube or eBay sellers by not only showing your finds and solds, but giving us some history behind the brand or the label. Thanks. That's actually that's a conscious effort.
I mean, part
we really
of it,
do try to do that.
Part of it is that we just really love to hear ourselves talk, and so we want to make it last as long as possible.
Or at least Katie likes to hear herself talk.
So we like to get like deep into the detail. No, but seriously, we do really want to give people like a reason why we buy the stuff that we buy and a reason why it sells, to give you more information, because it's like there's BOLO lists like crazy out there, and it's like it's never really, there's always more to it than just here's a brand. It's like Fox Racing. Like there's certain Fox Racing products that I will buy like crazy, and other stuff where I'm like, I'm not going to pick that up. Or Pendleton or whatever.
Chick Picker. Hey there. I'm new to this channel. Hey, Chick Picker. Thanks for coming in.
What's up?
Listen, the raccoon is actually a gift for me and Katie. She likes raccoons. So that's why it's there.
Yeah.
Anyway, so it'll go up there with her horror
I
movie.
love trash pandas.
She likes the trash pandas. And yes, Cheryl, the hair's back. I did my hairs yesterday.
I had the memory came up on my Facebook just like this last week. It was a year ago that I went to the coast with Lorna, and at like 2 in the morning, I may have had a little alcohol, but let me tell you, had I been sober, I would have been doing the exact same thing. I was eating like that popcorn. What's that? Smart food. I was eating the popcorn, and we were in the backyard at this house that we rented at the coast. And all of a sudden, like a ton of raccoons came out of the bushes, and they were like, "What up? We see what you have there in your bag. We would like you to give it to us so that we can eat it." And I said, "What's up, little buddies? Here you go." And I basically sat on the ground and fed raccoons out of my hands. Trish was very worried when she heard that story because her
rabies.
Because
rabies.
Because she has like a horrible story about her daughter when she was really little and got exposed to rabies and had to go through. I mean, it's a pretty rough treatment you have to go through the last months. Like these really painful shots you have to get like in your stomach. But okay, not all raccoons are running around with rabies, guys. And anyway, I was sitting there and I was feeding the raccoons out of my hands, and I'd have the popcorn, and their little hands, their little fingers would grab your hand, and like, it was just so cute. So cute. I love them.
Silly.
Yeah.
Silly.
should have started singing in 3-part harmony.
They should have.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we got to. Do we have any more questions, or we're going to start to wrap this up a little bit? Allison asked another question.
Yeah.
What is one superhuman ability you would choose to have?
Superhuman ability.
Eat all the Krispy Kremes I want and not get fat.
Is that like a?
It should be a superhuman.
Is there a superhero named High Metabolism?
Yes, I want that one.
I'm pretty sure that's not a superhero ability.
It should be.
I mean, I wouldn't want to fly. Well, I don't know, because one of my recurring dreams I've had my whole life is being able to like basically pump my legs like I'm riding a bicycle, and it makes me fly. But what's crazy is, and it's not like I'm flying. It's like I have to work
like
for
E.T., like E.T. in the bicycle.
Sort of, but
like Elliot flew.
Sort of, it's like imagine like you jump in the air and then you just do this with your feet, like you're riding a bicycle, and it somehow pushes you up. And so in my dreams, and it's one of those dreams I've had it my whole life. And it's always super, super real. And it's pretty much always at night. And it's like I can feel like the cool air. And it's just really quiet and still because it's nighttime and everyone's sleeping. But it's like I have to work at it. But it's a little bit scary because you get up high and then you're not sure if you're going to like fall. It's like you're going to lose your momentum.
That's a little too much.
It was a very intricate dream. So, but as far as superhero powers, like I don't think I would want to actually be able to fly because it's a little bit too much. I don't know. Being invisible would be pretty awesome. Just because you'd be able to like check out what other people are up to, but then that's kind of like a creeper thing, right? That's like basically saying like I wish I was a peeping Tom.
I would like the ability to be a better judge of character, whatever that means. I don't necessarily want to be able to read people's minds because I think your thoughts are private. I don't want to know everything you got going on in there, trust me. But I would like to be able to see maybe the whole two-faced thing. I would like to be able to see the other face. I'm not as good at it as I wish I was. Like I'm very much that person that takes people at face value. So if they say something or they purport themselves to be a certain way, I tend to just take that at face value. And then I've been burned way too many times in that way. So I'm a little too trusting. So, which is not a bad quality, I know, but I don't know. I don't know what the right thing would be. Like I would like to be able to maybe see into people's real souls. Does that make sense? Without being a soul, I don't want to be a ginger. I don't want to be a soul stealer. I just want to
you could know if people were telling the truth or not.
Yeah,
that'd be pretty awesome.
Okay, yes, I want Wonder Woman's truth lasso. That's what I would like.
Well, or just to know. I would love to just know, like not necessarily like because with the truth lasso, it's like you have to be asking questions and then they have to tell you. But if like I was talking to somebody and they're telling me something, I would just know like this person is truthful and honest. So you could know if you.
Yeah, I don't need to know exactly everything about them. Yeah, I think that's great. Yes. We got another super
Frenchie chat. Just gave us another super chat to positivity, good times, great people, the 3 Ps, positivity, people. Wait, what was the 3 Ps? People, positivity, purpose. That's the 3 Ps.
There you go.
So Frenchie needs a super chat song. I'm just going to go back to my new song that I wrote today. N-O-P-A-N-T-S, no pants. N-O-P-A-N-T-S, no pants. Super chat. I think that's a good one. It's like my punk rock, no pants song.
All right, we got 2 more questions. Let me just get in there. Let's see. Laura asked, do we both wear makeup every day or just when in public or on air? I wear makeup pretty much every day. Once in a while, if I know I'm not going to leave the house the whole day, I won't put makeup on. Katie too.
Yeah,
every day.
But the thing is, like,
her makeup's real subtle.
My makeup, it's like
my blue eyeliner is not natural.
For the most part, I just do eye makeup. I mean, I do put foundation on, but nothing like super heavy or anything like that. Just pretty subtle. But yeah, every day. I don't know. I just like it. It's like I have my own thing. Like I've been wearing makeup since I was probably like 17 or 18. And so it's like, even though I do go more for an androgynous, I guess, sort of masculine. I mean, I only wear dudes clothing. So, but I do like wearing makeup and I like accentuating my eyes because I like my eyes. I think they're one of my best features. So, I like the whole androgynous
her goal is always to make me laugh when I'm reading her.
It's true.
Comments.
It's true.
Okay, so Bonnie Curtis, Katie, you've spoiled me for other YouTubers when they get a super chat and don't sing or entertain me. I feel cheated.
I know. It's like all they do is thank you and act grateful. And
Rude.
it's like boring. Boring. I'm willing to dance like a monkey for quarters. Like I don't care. I want to make it like worth people's while and I like to be silly. 5-Day Flipper wants to know if I can really skateboard. They see the board behind me. What's up? Yeah. So when I was little, I was a huge tomboy. probably pretty obvious. So when I was little, I did have a skateboard. First, I had like one of those banana skateboards, those little plastic ones, and I believe mine was orange.
They sell for good money, by the way, if you ever find them. Pick them
yeah,
up. The
and
ones
then
from the 70s and 80s.
And then when I was like, I think for like my 8th or 9th birthday, I got my first like real skateboard, and it was awesome. I never was able to do tricks. That just wasn't my thing. I just like to cruise around on it. And I love my skateboard because it had like really loose trucks, so I could just like lean and it would like turn and everything. So I rode a skateboard like all through like part of grade school and most of middle school, and I had it all the way up till I was in college, but then it got stolen off the front porch of my house. So that I just got this last year. That's my first longboard I've ever had. And yeah, I mean, I can, like I said, I've never been able to do tricks. You don't really do tricks on those unless you're like trying to just cruise really fast. I'm not great on it. Like but yes, I can ride it.
She's also a lot older than she thinks.
Rude. There are old people who ride skateboards. There are like ladies who are like 30 years older than me that ride longboards. So whatever, get it out of your head. Anyway.
And when you fall and break a hip, I don't want to hear it.
Whatever.
So Karen, I saw this, she posted this a couple times. Shipping cologne to Puerto Rico became a hassle. Cost $13, parcel select. Yes, you have to, all perfume and cologne has to ship ground. Cost $13, parcel select, and more than a week to get there. The buyer should know that. So the buyer should know that it needs to come ground. So more than a week to get there is not.
Well, and she says now restricting my delivery areas.
I'm not sure what that means.
Are you restricting them, or are you saying that eBay's restricting them? Because I don't really understand if that's a question or not. But yeah, I mean, when it comes to selling perfume or cologne, any kind of fragrances, they all have to go ground. So you really, I mean, I don't know how stuff. So you can't. I mean, you're going to have to restrict your delivery areas for anything like that, because of course you can't send any overseas. You have to send it like first class or ground, whatever.
Yeah, I mean, and there's a reason for that. It's the air pressure in an airplane.
I mean, honestly, I don't think it really, I mean, I travel with my cologne in my bag. It's not like it explodes.
Right, I know. I don't know what the reasoning is behind it necessarily, but it's something to do with the air pressure and consistency in the air pressure.
Yeah. Angie, you better watch it. I'm gonna put that raccoon right there. It's gonna be right there. And I'm gonna put a speech bubble above it, and it's just gonna say, "Hi, Angie."
So please make a video on how to keep records. So you don't want us to do that. Both of us are terrible. Honestly, Teresa is the one that needs to do more on. The reason why she started the boss group in the beginning is to talk more about business and to talk more about taxes and how to file taxes and how to do things like that. So I would definitely say if you're not in the boss group, I would join the boss group and look for some of our business posts in that group because they are very informative. And also look into joining the data mine beta test, because data mine is a program that was created by an eBay seller, Brooks Boland, who is in our group, and he has extended the beta test to everyone in the Boss Facebook group, and it is a phenomenal organizational tool. Neither Katie or I take full advantage of it, and
no, we're hireable.
We're really bad.
Christiane wants to know if I wear men's cologne or women's perfume. I wear men's cologne. I've done some stuff that's androgynous.
Most of what you wear is fairly androgynous.
But it's all men's, but it's men's cologne. It just is. My absolute favorite that I'm out of now. I believe it's Prada, and I think it's called Prada Luna Rosa Sport. The regular Luna Rosa is one scent. The Sport is my favorite. It's got like this spiciness to it. It's really yummy. But I don't have any right now, but I have other stuff. But yeah, I like men's cologne.
Yeah, not heavy. It is, in my opinion, it's not a heavy. You don't ever have a heavy scent. It's more of like it's definitely more of an androgynous. It is men's, but it's like
there's different. I have
like she's got like she tends to lean toward the spicy.
Yeah.
Sandalwood spicy.
I wouldn't say sandalwood, but I do. I like cologne way more than
I don't like flowery stuff either, Christiane. I'm like you. I don't wear perfume. I actually wear. Yeah. I wear citrusy body spray.
Yeah, and I use like for my shampoo and my body wash and my deodorant is all Old Spice Swagger. I like the way that smells. I think it's a good smell, and you seem like you're okay with it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not, like Teresa says, I'm asthmatic. I hate all perfume and smelling stuff. Don't wear it. Teresa, have you ever had a problem around us? Because I mean, I don't think you've ever had an issue with that just has to do with people being better at not over scenting themselves.
Right.
Because you shouldn't have to put a whole bunch. It shouldn't like make people's eyes water when they go by you.
You should not smell anybody's perfume or cologne until you're close.
Mm-hmm.
In my opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I wear. I'm like Christiane. I everything I wear is like lemony. I like
that's citrusy.
Lemon vanilla is
kind
of my thing. So
see, to Christy, swagger is awesome. Yeah, I just really like the swagger one. So I get, and I like to have all of my stuff be similar. So I use that.
Sandra says she uses swagger.
See,
too.
it's good. It's a good smell. If you guys are ever in the store, and go check out the shampoo because then you can actually open it and smell it. I think it smells really. I really like the way it smells a lot. And it's pretty. It's like super affordable. So it's good stuff. Good stuff. Old Spice.
Oh God,
it's good. There's different kinds. At least it's not.
It doesn't smell like Old Spice, because that would be.
No, it's not Old Spice. Old Spice. I mean, there are so many different scents now for Old Spice, but the swagger is just really, really good. It was really cute.
That would be like she would smell like my grandpa. No, thank you.
Yeah, it was really cute. My nephew, I believe this is for his birthday, I got him an Old Spice. There's like, I don't remember which one it is, but there's a certain one that he likes, the Old Spice, and I got him a whole kit. So it's got like all the different things in it, like the body spray and the deodorant, and like I think you have the body wash and stuff like that. So he was super excited about that. Angie said, make a video on trapping coons. I had a ton tearing at my flower beds, but yeah.
We don't have raccoons in
we don't have them here.
It's not possible.
Although my other nephew for Christmas, he's 8 now, but for Christmas, I got him a live animal trap because I thought he would love it, which he did. But then they realized like it was probably a bad idea because they were gonna end up like catching skunks or something like that. So
he probably would.
Yeah. So they sent it back, and then I got him a terrarium because he likes to catch like snakes and lizards and all kinds of stuff. So
he's a boy.
He's a boy, but he's a boy, but he's also like really, really into it. Like he watches like YouTube videos, and like he used to like catch like frogs and stuff, and he wouldn't know how to take care of them, and they end up dying because that's what happens when you're a little kid and you're trying to like keep stuff in like a bucket or whatever. But then he started watching like YouTube videos, and he got really into the whole idea of being like one of those animal people that like catches animals and learns about them and then releases them into the wild.
He's adorable.
Oh yeah, he's really, really cute.
All right, we're gonna end this because we've been going on for a long time, but I'm gonna end.
Oh, suddenly now you're taking control and ending it.
We're gonna end this on the last question that is an eBay related question from Diana. On Good Till Canceled, do you have a sale and then a different sale right after? Yes, you can have a sale and then a different sale right after when you have it using.
You can do that with anything now. That was only so the whole issue with the 14-day sale delay is that everybody's understanding of it when they first announced it was that when you listed something new or when you changed the original price, you would have to wait 14 days before it could go on sale. When they actually put it into practice, it turned out that if you ran a sale, so you had, let's say, 15% off of your original price, and then that sale ended, you had to wait another 14 days to run another sale, which was just crazy. Like that was really frustrating. So then they walked back that part of it and they made it the way it was originally described. And so it shouldn't matter if you're only doing 30 days, then obviously you got to wait 14 days. And then I guess you could do a 2-day sale followed by another 2-day sale. But then if you ended it at 30 days, you're going to have to start over again with your 14 days.
Yeah.
But with Good Till Canceled, yes, once you get through that 14-day waiting period, you can do sale after sale after sale after sale, which is what I do. So you don't have to worry about it.
All right, I lied. One last question. How many days a week do you think we work actually listing, no videos or sourcing? Well, we do source and do videos and list on the same days. So we list, both of us list at least 6 days a week.
Yeah.
Usually 7, but at least 6 days a week.
Yeah. And there are like days that I source. So like yesterday I was sourcing all day long. So I didn't get to sit down and like list. But while we were watching TV last night, like I had my little laptop and I ended 3 listings, did sell similar, cross-posted them to Etsy. So I got 3 new listings on Etsy and 3 new listings on eBay. So even though it wasn't a day I was like listing, I still got something done, which is why we do the whole hashtag 2 or 2 thing. It's just every single day, even if you're not sitting down and listing, you can at least throw a couple up on sell somewhere.
And Cheryl, that kind of comment is exactly why we love you.
Yeah.
All right, so we're down to about 119.
Wait, I'm going to show her my pickle shirt.
Just
deal with it, man. Deal with it.
Ridiculous.
You're ridiculous.
Anyway. All right, we're good.
Hey guys, thanks for coming. Make sure you watch the Sunday Live Haul show. I got a ridiculous amount of stuff this week. Spent like well over $400 this last week at Savers.
Me, not so much.
But we are going to go at some point this weekend to the swap meet and see if we can get her some more cool stuff. But she bought some stuff on Monday. So we should have a really cool show on Sunday.
We always have a cool show.
Always. Then on Wednesday, after some people had made suggestions, Wednesday's Boss Up and List show, we are going to be covering third-party apps and websites. And that's not just ones that you pay for, also ones that are free, but basically just kind of go through a sort of comprehensive
things you should have on your phone or on your laptop that help you with your business.
Yeah, so different websites, free and paid, and different apps for your phone. Just different things that we use or that we know people use regularly. We're going to try to do sort of a comprehensive overview. We're going to miss some stuff because there's some stuff that we just don't use or don't know anything about. And there's probably endless items, endless businesses and companies that you could be accessing. But that's what we're going to cover on Wednesday on the Boss Up and List show. So you guys should totally be watching it. Bonnie wants to know if we're going to be covering Cellhound. Probably not, just because we're not really familiar. We might say it, but we don't really know anything about. We're not.
Neither one of us are familiar.
I met
the people at Open. That's it.
Yeah, so I know what they do. I would say we use other third-party sites that do similar things. But we'll talk about it. We'll throw them out there too. But anyway, Angie wants me to sell my. I'm not getting rid of it. Okay. In fact,
I bought it and I painted the frame. And
in fact, I'm going to take it out of that frame. I'm going to take it down to the printers. I'm going to have them blow it up into a giant, like, I don't know, 8-foot picture.
Rude.
I'm going to cover that whole wall so that dude's looking you right in the face. Okay? So back off the trash panda, man. Jeez.
Jeez, she's yelling at everything. Jeez.
Jeez. Ooh. Ooh.
Ridiculous.
And you know how mad that makes me, because then I got to put pants on if I'm going to go to the printer's shop.
The printer's shop? Really? All right, Grandpa. What the heck was that?
I don't know.
All right, so we've been on here for almost 90 minutes. I'm sure you're bored at this point, but thank you for the 114 of you that hung out for the whole time. So it's pretty awesome.
Yeah. Pretty awesome. All right, guys, we're going to go get back to work, and maybe you should too. Okay.
We're going to do some listing and then get the car washed and then go to the swap meet for our Friday night date.
Yeah.
We're boring.
Yeah. All right, guys. Boss up.
Peace.
Peace. Deal with it. Deal with it.
Bye.